Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond and my first ever collab with another YouTuber. So you'll already know from the title of this video that I am using the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. So I will show it to you, and the plan is to jump off camera and do my look and come back on, because I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm really crap at doing get ready with me videos. I don't like doing my makeup on camera. And I will explain what is meant by hybrid bingo, and also tell you a little bit about Andrea, who I'm doing the collab with. So first off, I'm going to show you, which I'm sure you've all seen before. So this is the Naked Honey palette, and I already, spoiler alert, have the shade Keeper on as a blush. So that was one of the things we decided to do. So I'll explain the collab, the sort of idea behind the collab, and jump off camera, I'll do my makeup, I'll come back on, and then I'll tell you a little bit about Andrea. So with being a hybrid bingo, we decided, I've noticed I haven't even got my ring light on and I'm getting the flare-ups as I turn away. So we've put it down to not being the ring light, as I first thought, that the problem with it is actually the camera on my phone, and unfortunately I have an iPhone 7, so it's a little bit older and can't seem to work out how to change the settings on it. So something I'm just going to have to put up with until I can afford to get a new phone. So the palette bingo we used pretty random to generate 5 shades to use on our eyes. Unfortunately, 3 of the shades that we got were very similar, so we decided to go for the shade in the middle of those 3 shades in regards to sort of the color saturation to use as our blush, and then we ended up rolling a 6th number. So basically with those numbers we have to use those on our eyes, and then the hybrid part that comes into it was we ended up choosing a lip shade out of the palette, because we figured, well, we've already got a cheek shade, try and use as many shades in the palette as we can. So we noticed that there was kind of like, there was no real lid setting shade, so we decided to use Flyby as the lid setting shade, and we can use that as a brow bone highlight too if we wanted to. And the shade we picked as a lip shade is Golden, so that's that one there. All right, I'll just put that mirror down, and we figured that we would just use it over a clear lip gloss or a close to clear lip gloss, depending on what each of us had in our collections. And the other one we decided to use as a bonus shade, so we can basically use this wherever we choose to, and that is this one here, the actual honey shade, because it's such a beautiful shade and it is what the palette is based on. So that we could use wherever we wanted. So depending on the person, I guess, you know, we could use it as a highlighter if we'd wanted to, we could use it in the eye look, we could use it as an additional shade on the lips. It's really up to us. So the numbers that got generated was sorry, I'm trying to balance my book where I've got my notes, but we got 8 first up, which is Queen, and I'm pretty sure Andrea was a little bit concerned by that shade. She wasn't sure where she was going to use that, so it will be interesting to see where she ends up using it on the eye. Then we got number 3, which is Swarm, which is one of the first shades. Like it getting a fair bit of reflection, so maybe you won't think it looks too similar. And then 5 was this one, so that was one of the shades that we thought, oh, they're a bit too similar, it wasn't going to make much of an interesting eye look. Then we got 9, which is Hive, so you can see between that one, and then Hive. Yeah, they were just all very similar. Like I said, it might not look so much, those two and that one. So anyway, that's why we decided to use number 5 as our cheek colour. Then we got number 12, which is Sting, and we ended up getting 11, which is HBIC, and I have absolutely no idea what that stands for, so I should probably look it up, and if I can find what it stands for, I'll put it up on the screen. So all in all, we have 9 shades to use out of the palette, so that's not bad considering there's only 12 in here. So I'm going to now jump off camera, and I will be back very shortly with the finished look. Okay, so I am back with almost the final look. Seeing as I never do get ready with me videos, I thought I would do the final touch on camera. So that's the best you're going to get out of me at the moment, guys, until I get better at those. So we have Golden is the lid shade, so I have my clear lip gloss here, and we'll see how this turns out and finishes the look off. And then what I'll do, oh, this is very, very sticky. It's by Motives Cosmetics, so it'll probably, yeah, don't try to apply lipstick while you're talking. It'll probably help the eyeshadow stick quite well. Yeah, and then I'll run through and let you know which shades I put where. And it'll be interesting to see what Andrea does with hers, whether she ends up sort of the placement being the same or not. What I used where to me kind of just sort of seemed, for me, obvious what to do with them, but obviously not everybody thinks like me, so which is a good thing. So all right, so we're going in with this one here, Golden, and dab it on and see how it goes. So it's gonna keep cleaning my finger off. I don't want to keep going into the shade with a dirty finger, so sort of having to get a new finger each time. So obviously this is not going to be super accurate application. But there we go. Clean. I'm just going to grab my handheld mirror and I've got my mirror just above, behind the camera, so a few gaps, but anyway, it'll do for what we're trying to do. So yes, so this is the final look. I need to cut my fringe, and that's the eye look. Definitely my colorings, I knew as soon as I saw the pictures of the Naked Honey palette released, I knew I was going to get it straight off. Alright, so let's go through this. So we have Flyby here, which we used as a lid setting shade, and I used it on the as a brow bone highlight. And then we've gone in, as I already said, we've gone in with Keep It Here on the as a blush, and we've used Swarm, that one, Swarm, I used as my inner transition and then I went in with Hive as the outer transition, and then I have used Sting here, number 12, in my outer V or outer corner, and sort of try to deepen up the into the crease with it. I ended up using Queen, which is the one that I'm sure Andrea was not keen on. She doesn't particularly like smoky eye looks, so lucky there's not too many of those in this palette, but I ended up using it under my lower lash line, and I sort of took this other one here, Sting, just down a little bit to sort of match up with it. And this HBIC, which I have yet to look up, I ended up using that on the lid. And where else? So we know Honey, which was our bonus shade, I used that in my inner corner, so that really stands out as a really nice inner corner shade. And of course then we had Golden, which I used on my lips. So what we didn't end up using, Sweet, which is probably a nice transition shade to use in future. Amber absolutely looks like a gorgeous shade. It's got a bit of sort of sparkle to it. Let's see if we can swatch that. Oh, yes, that is definitely a shade I'll be keen to use. And the other one that we didn't get to use in the look was this one, Drip, so that is quite a nice shade as well. So they all performed really well. I quite liked every shade. I had no problems with any of them. So yeah, I'll be definitely interested to see what Andrea does. So I'm going to link Andrea, as you do, in the description box. I'm going to link her channel. So I took some notes because unlike me, Andrea does quite a variety of content. So she's sort of got something for everyone. So just as to give you an idea, when I went through her video list, I wouldn't have remembered all of these off the top of my head, and obviously what she does is not limited just to this list, but she's recently done a tag video. She does get ready with me videos, unlike me. She has recently done a Birchbox unboxing, does a weekly shop my stash. She's recently started doing collabs, so I am not her the first collab she's ever done. Monthly lipstick edits. She does Project Pan, first impressions videos. She's got inventory and declutter videos, and she also does a lot of like 3 days 3 looks, or 5 days with a given palette. So like I said, quite a variety of content there. So if any of those sort of topics interest you, definitely go check her channel out. And yeah, so thanks Andrea for doing this collab with me. Can't wait to see what you do. And just one thing I forgot, I left this out to remind me, was finally I used one of my face palettes. It's a highlighter palette. I only pulled it out because I was using the Urban Decay palette. I always seem to tend to go for my singles, which I was just discussing with Nona from my so-called Life 77, or is it 1977? I'm sorry, Nona. I'll link Nona in the description box as well. But today I ended up using this shade as my highlighter. It kind of blended in. It's not really standing out, but I also don't have a lot of sun coming in through the window either. So I've got it just there on my nose and on my cheeks, as you can't see, and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. But yeah, so I was quite happy to finally get some use out of this palette, and I am considering trying to somehow bring all my face palettes, which are currently located over there on a separate stand. I'm trying to move them back onto my vanity because I just never get any use out of them. If things are not handy when I'm doing my makeup, I'm not going to go out of my way to go and grab it, so I need to have it close to me. So anyway, that is it for the video for today. I do have a few videos I need to get done, so hopefully I'm going to pump a few more out today. So don't be surprised if you see this makeup in a few videos in a row. So thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.